Hey everybody, welcome back. It is late February here. It's in the 40s today. This is the warmest day we've had in several weeks. The bees are out. The maple tree sap is running. I'm gonna go check on my maple sap. I'm probably not gonna get much, but I'm gonna check it. And we're also gonna go into the woods and we're going to plant some rare tree seeds that are really missing from a lot of southern forests. It's a native species. You have probably heard of it, but you may have never seen it, and you may have never tasted this fruit, and it is delicious. And every year I plant a few seeds on my property. This year I'm actually going all out. I have over 100 seeds of this rare tree, and we're gonna plant them in our forest. Hey folks, we're in our woods on the edge of the pasture, and I'm checking out my sap bags. If you can see in the background, I got 2 taps there. One has over a gallon, the other's a half gallon. Let's go take a closer look. Okay, so there's about a gallon. That's maybe a half gallon. These have been here a day and a half, and I got 5 taps, and 2 of the taps I can tell from here are not really producing any sap, but that's okay. A gallon and a half, I can make about a 4-ounce jar of homemade maple syrup, people. There's literally nothing in this one. Check it out. Bone dry, bone dry. It's towards the end of sap season here. I really should have started in like January, but I didn't. I started in the middle of February for a few weeks. Got about 16 ounces of maple syrup. But you know what? It's all good fun. But that's not really why I'm here right now. I'm here to plant this rare seed. But let me show you our other sap bag. And it's dripping right now, people. Here's our other sap bag. Drip, drip, drip. So I'm gonna leave my bucket here, and on the way back, we will harvest our sap. But I bet you're wondering, what seed am I so excited to plant? Pulling it out of the bucket here. These have been in my fridge for about 5 months. Some have even been there for a year and a half, to tell you the truth. So they've been stratifying anywhere from 5 months to over a year. And here's what we got, people. This is a pawpaw seed. You can tell they're still good because they're not brown and dried out. The secret to these seeds is that they need to stratify over winter. Takes about 4 months for that to happen. You can plant them outside in the fall, or you can put them in your fridge. I put them in my fridge usually. I have a whole bunch of these seeds. Some of them still have the pulp with them. Most of them don't, but some of them do. And I'm gonna plant probably 100 of these seeds all around my property. I know I'll forget where some of them are, and that's okay. I will harvest these eventually. It takes like 6 to 8 years to get a harvest. I'm gonna have them on the edge of trails, by creeks. I plant some down on the edge of our pasture as well. Maybe one day I can actually harvest these and make money. I do sell these on occasion. Last fall I didn't, because we didn't get a good harvest. I do have a few trees in our family. These seeds come from a tree from Western North Carolina that was planted by my wife's great-grandmother, and her father ate from that tree, and our kids have eaten from that tree. So that's 5 generations from a single tree that have fed off of this pawpaw tree from Western North Carolina. And that's where I get my seeds from, this family tree. So I'm gonna plant these, follow me along, and let's see how many I plant. I'm hoping for 100 seeds, people. you haven't guessed what I'm planting, I'm gonna tell you. Planting one of my favorite trees, people. I am planting the Pawpaw, buddies, people out there. These seeds, again, are very special to my family because they've been my wife's family for 5 generations, so it's pretty neat. I might plant these all over our property, or I have the last 2 years, and I have some little, I guess, seedlings that have sprouted. Some of these might not be viable, that's okay. And honestly, I have so many seeds. I mean, I have like probably 500 seeds. Sometimes I just take the seeds, I just throw them on the edge of the woods. They most likely aren't going to turn it into trees, but hey, I have so many, I can take that risk. I literally just threw 5 seeds in the woods just to prove my point. So here's another pawpaw. I have probably planted today, in the last, half an hour or so, probably 25 seeds I've planted with a shovel. I'm gonna keep going down the hill. This isn't necessarily the best habitat where I'm planting, but again, I have so many, I can take that risk. I am gonna start to get closer to where they like to grow, which is sort of in those riparian zones, not super, super wet, but kind of that next zone past the riparian zone. They like to be in full sun when they're younger, and then they like to be kind of a partial undergrowth shade tree. They get about 30 feet tall, so not a giant tree, but the fruit is like a mango / banana, but really it tastes like a pawpaw. But if you've never had a pawpaw, or if you're trying to explain what a pawpaw tastes like to someone, that's what a lot of people say. It's a mango banana. But it is just really unique. It's a native tree to North America, America's largest fruit tree, people. And a lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of these trees have lost their habitat from urban sprawl, basically. My forest is actually pretty diverse, even though it was logged. I think we probably have like 15 species of trees in our woods, which I think is pretty diverse for a property that's been logged. We have several types of oaks, poplar, walnut, eastern white pine, sassafras. We have hickory trees. We have a lot of diversity here, but what we're missing is the pawpaw tree. So I'm trying to bring it back, people. Let's go a little bit further down. I'll show you some of our trails. These trails were all built in the last summer, actually, summer and fall. So there's a lot of these open areas that don't have trees on them anymore. And that's where I am planting the pawpaw, on the edges of trails about 5 feet back so they don't interfere with the trail themselves. But they have this open area that has a lot of extra sunlight for them. So that's my plan. Eventually I'll have a side-by-side, and maybe one day I'll just take my side-by-side and I'll harvest with my side-by-side. And if I don't ever harvest these trees, that's okay, because I'm bringing back diversity to the southern forests, and I'm okay with that. So one of the things we've noticed with the trail system, we have 2 little springs on our property, and most of the time that spring is pretty dry. And I guess we didn't really realize how much of a flow it really has. So what's happened is that our trails cross this creek several times. It's a tiny spring. And what's happened is that the spring is now going down our trail. So that's something I'm gonna have to fix this summer. I'm gonna have to build some pipes here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's our tiny little creek. Just a tiny little creek, people. But as you can maybe tell, some of the creek is going, down the little creek where it's always gone. But then some of it is going down our trail. That's gonna make it super muddy for the horses, because we have horses and we ride our horses up here. So I need to get up here with a shovel and some pipe. There's a pipe right there for the project, actually. and start building some drainage so that our creek is actually in the creek and not our trails. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, everybody, make me a promise. Don't tell my wife, but I just lost my tripod in the woods. It's one of those little flexi tripods, like a gorilla tripod, I think they're called, that she was just telling me because I misplaced her big tripod. Somewhere on the farm is the big tripod. So I've been using my little tripod, and guess what? I set it down to dig a hole, and I walked a ways, dug another hole, then dug another hole, planted my pawpaw seeds, and then realized that I lost my tripod, people. So I'm using my selfie stick right now, but that's okay. It's getting a little bit darker. I gotta head down to help feed the animals. I just wanted to show you guys our creek as it gets bigger. It's a nice little creek here, but again, the problem is that it has now gone on our trail system. This was our trail system, and this was our this is our creek, but it should be draining to the left, and instead it is going right down here. So that is not good. Not good at all. So we're gonna have to work on that. Just another project to do on the homestead, people. I gotta move this creek from there to going over here to this other drainage. It's not a big deal, but it has to be done. Good to know, good to know. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess harvest my sap bags here from my maple trees, and then I'll go down and make a little bit of maple syrup on the stove. I hope you enjoyed this video. Really just me farting around in the woods. I'm hoping some of those seeds are still viable. I'm gonna germinate some inside, and then I'm gonna plant those as well. I'm hoping I still have success. I know that I lost my tripod, but that's okay. It has to be up there somewhere. I'm colorblind, so that makes it even harder to see something when I lose it. I should have put like a pink ribbon on it, but I didn't. So if you do like this video, just, you know, leave a comment, say hello, subscribe, and hey, if I can find a reason to get into the woods, I'm gonna do it because it just makes me happy.